Poutine PetLibro sent you a magic snack machine to review. I was really excited when PetLibro contacted me and asked me if Poutine would do a review of one of their products if they were to send it to us. He was really excited about the prospect of getting a magic snack machine. So Poutine and I are going to review PetLibro's magic snack machine. I mean, Polar Wet Food Feeder. Polar Wet Food Feeder. Poutine thinks of it as a magic snack machine, but it's actually an automatic wet food feeder that keeps your food refrigerated. We're going to start with a quick unboxing, including a review of the actual box, because this is a channel about cats. Cats love boxes. I'm then going to review the actual Polar feeder itself, including something that's a top priority for me, which is how easy is it to clean? I'm not necessarily a fan of all pet tech, but automatic feeders are ones that actually I really like. They have a lot of benefits to the cats, because cats like multiple small meals rather than two larger meals at the beginning and the end of the day. I like to call that bookend style feeding, and cats don't really like that because they will get really hungry during the middle of the day. I don't know who started the rumor that cats like being fed twice a day, but that's not true. Now, some people get concerned about automatic feeders because they worry about the bonding aspect of feeding their cats. You don't have to only use the automatic feeder if you want to still bond with your cat over feeding. You can also bond with them in other ways by doing things like clicker training or playing with your cat, because food isn't the only way to bond with your cat. So let's see what's in the box. Ooh, I can already tell you that this is a good box. I bet that my cats are going to love this. I am going to just end up living in a palace of cardboard at some point here because of all the boxes that my cats like. This version is the one that has the stainless steel insert. They do have a plastic one as well too, but I specifically wanted the stainless steel one. I prefer stainless steel for anything that I'm feeding my cat with. Hello, Poutine. I really like the way that PetLibro makes a lot of their cords because they're braided. They're not just, you know, plastic. It's more likely to stay intact if your cat does chew on it a little bit, but I do usually recommend that you get a cord cover or some sort of cord organizer because it does make it so that your cat physically can't get to it. I already win for the power adapter. Oh, this really is a nice box. This is a beautiful object. Like, it's shiny. So this is not gonna end up being like an ugly thing in your home. This is well designed. Okay, and then I'm pretty sure, okay, press that open, and I like this. This is numbered. Oh, okay. This is also really simple. Like, there's not a lot of components to it, which I like because it's not that hard to figure out. Like 3 storage bins so you can portion it out. Remember, small meals. Man, there are not a lot of parts. There's not a lot of cleanup. I like this. So we've got the instructions here. So this is app-based. So you do need to sync it to your app, which is fairly easy to do because I have synced a lot of PetLibro products to my PetLibro app. I didn't even realize this. There's a backup battery option for the power does go out. This would work for a little while even if you have power get lost, so you don't have to worry about your cat starving if power goes out while you're not home. Even though that doesn't mean that you can just leave your cats at home for the weekend, they still need to have someone checking in on them. But this is great for like while you're at work. Okay, but it does also say that the refrigeration function does stop if you do have to rely on backup batteries. So again, it's not something that's great to rely on in case you have an extended power outage, but it's really nice because your cat will still be fed. And my guess is this is pretty well insulated, so it'd probably keep it pretty cold and would still remain safe or safe-ish. Much safer than it just sitting out in the open. Okay, so I'm just quickly looking over the cleaning instructions, and they're easy for even me, and I struggle with cleaning, let's be honest here. So wow, okay. The design itself gets 5 out of 5 catnips, because again, this is nice. I'm gonna go run this through my dishwasher, and then we're gonna get things set up, and I'm gonna test it out, and we're gonna see what the dudes do here and how they like it. Poutine has had a chance to test out the Polar Wet Food Feeder, or as he likes to call it, the magic snack machine, and he's ready to give you his rating. Overall, this is a great tool. I have the original version of this that has the plastic insert, and this is a big upgrade. The stainless steel insert not only is easy to clean because you just toss it in the dishwasher, or honestly, cleaning it by hand wasn't that bad. I found it fairly easy to get all of the food particles off, and someone like me who tends to put those tasks off was able to do it without too much problem. I like that the insert has a clear 1, 2, 3 label as well, which the original one didn't have. That's nice because if you have to give your cat some sort of medication or there's some reason why they have to have different amounts of food at different meals, you can easily do that where you know which one is which. The app is very easy to use and it's easy to program exactly when you want your cats to get fed. You can also adjust how long they get fed for so it doesn't get nasty being exposed to the air. Best of all, if you pre-program the meals, it'll actually warm up to room temperature right before your cat gets fed. fed. This keeps it safe, but your cat doesn't get stuck eating a cold meal. The feeder is really quiet, which you wouldn't expect because it has a little motor in it and it has a mini refrigerator. Neither of my cats, including Poutine, who unfortunately has a little bit of a noise phobia, didn't have any trouble with the feeder because of the noise. The one thing I wish was a little bit different is that I wish it had more slots for more meals. I totally get why it only has 3 because there's only so much they can do with the space, but it would be nice to have that as a feature. And I also would really like an RFID activated feature that you can program it to which cat gets access to the food, so then for cats that go and steal their siblings' food, like somebody who shall not be named Poutine, it won't become an issue. You can somewhat get around this by getting 1 feeder per cat and then keeping them in different spaces, but even that isn't foolproof. This feeder solves a really common problem with cat parents, where it allows you to feed your cat's wet food via an auto feeder, but it keeps it safe. You don't have to worry about forgetting the ice cubes, and it's easy to clean. I really like this. This is a really nice tool. With my original one that had the plastic insert feeder bowl, I've mostly ended up using it if I'm out for the day or if I'm really busy. This one, now that I have 2, I actually think I may start using it on a regular basis and just get another stainless steel insert because it makes it so convenient for my cats, and I now don't have to worry about them competing over the wet food. Poutine adapted to the Magic Snack Machine really easily. He just went right over as soon as I opened it and was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go eat. No big deal. If you're worried about getting your cat to use it though, I've got a few tips that you can use. To start with, put it in a location that's near where your cats would typically eat and where they would get fed, so then it's already associated with eating and feeding time. Start out feeding them in their regular bowl right next to it. You can also try putting the bowl on top of the feeder just to start out with, and this is to get them associating this new weird large object with food and with eating. So then they think, oh, okay, this is somehow associated with eating. And when they actually go to use the feeder, they're going to be like, okay, food, snacks, we got this. It's also a good idea to start out with really high value food. I recommend using treats or snacks that your cat is really gonna like. It's a good idea if your cat isn't too skittish to try opening the feeder, which is very easy to do via the app right next to your cat. Keep in mind it does have a ding, so it will make a noise, and don't try and scare your cat because that would have the opposite effect. And you can gently encourage them to go over to the feeder to explore and see what happened. They'll be pleasantly surprised when they find food there. Over time, your cat will naturally learn that as the feeder opens and they hear that ding, that the feeder is working. So you don't have to do that much training once they make that association. You may want to supervise them as you're transitioning them to using the feeder. And make sure you set it off a few times around them before letting it go live and letting them use it on their own, and make sure that you directly observe that they use it on their own, because you don't want your cat to go hungry. One thing you shouldn't do is withhold food or starve your cat in order to transition them to using the feeder. That's a little bit unethical and kind of mean, and it can actually be very dangerous for your cat if they don't eat. If they don't use the automatic feeder, it may not be for them. A lot of cats can adapt to them, but not every cat can. Overall, I give the Puller wet food feeder a 5 catnip score out of 5 because it is really cool. And also, more importantly, because I know this is why you're really here, both of my dudes give the box a 5 out of 5. This is a very popular box that I just don't see it going away anytime soon because both of my cats have made it very clear that it's a new resting spot for them. I've got a link in the description where you can go and learn more or get your cats their own Magic Snack Machine. And if you want to save a little bit, you can use the code CLASS20 to knock a little bit off of the price, so then you can put more of that money towards snacks for your cats. If you give the Puller a try, let me know in the comments how your cats like it, because I'm very interested to see how other people's cats enjoy this really cool new product.